Hello again. World leaders and Holocaust survivors recently marked the 75th anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz death camp. This comes amid growing fears that hate crimes and anti-Semitism are on the rise in various parts of the world. New York has seen several recent high-profile attacks against members of the Jewish community, and some grassroots movements are taking matters into their own hands. CNA's William Denselow reports.
This group is fighting back against anti-Semitism. Legion is a non-profit training self-defense to members of the Jewish community. They have 5 chapters across New York and Connecticut and say demand for these skill sets is on the rise.
The trend that people didn't want to admit was happening is becoming way more clear now. And as that happens, people want to feel like they're doing something. And that's what's creating a need for this program.
That trend is a rise in anti-Semitic attacks. The New York Police Department say there was a 24% spike in these crimes in 2019 compared to the year before. A recent stabbing at a Hanukkah party and a shooting in a kosher market has further shaken the Jewish community.
No one would say that the current situation in the United States, or even in contemporary Europe, bad as it may be, approaches the pogroms in Russia in the late 19th century, early 20th century, and so on. But the kinds of responses and the discourse, or the way people talk about these issues, it does call to mind. It brings to mind these older debates on this question of how do we defend ourselves.
New York is home to the largest Jewish population in the country and prides itself on its diversity. Local officials have vowed to do more to protect marginalised communities. New York's Mayor Bill de Blasio has pledged to increase the police presence in Jewish communities and places of worship. He's also announced new neighbourhood safety coalitions in a bid to crack down on hate crimes in the city. The city saw a 20% surge in all hate crimes last year. For the past 45 years, the Centre for Anti-Violence Education has been hosting self-defense programs and active bystander workshops, working with all New York's marginalized groups.
The reality is there are some things that folks feel comfortable talking about with other folks that are like them, and sometimes you need that to unpack bias and discrimination. But at the end of the day, our goal is to get folks together, do solidarity work, do coalition work, because none of us can stop this on our own.
Classes like this can help empower a community, but activists say it can't just be up to those that have been attacked to hit back against hate. William Denselow, CNA, New York.